March 7th, 2026. Dover Air Force Base, Delaware. 6 flag-draped transfer cases. 6 American soldiers killed in Iran, their families watching. Donald Trump, standing on the tarmac. And after the solemn ceremony ended, Trump walked to Air Force One, told reporters the war is going as good as it could be, then said this: "We're winning the war by a lot. We've decimated their whole evil empire." Hit subscribe because Trump just celebrated victory at a dignified transfer, while 6 dead Americans lay in caskets behind him, while their families grieved, while more Americans prepare to die in a war he started. Let me show you exactly what happened, because this wasn't a slip of the tongue. This wasn't Trump misspeaking. This was the President of the United States treating a funeral as a victory lap, treating American deaths as acceptable casualties, treating grief as an opportunity to brag. March 1st, 2026. Day one of the war with Iran. Iranian drones struck the port of Shuaiba in Kuwait, hit a makeshift operation center, a triple-wide trailer with office space inside. Concrete barrier walls surrounded it, but nothing overhead. No protection from drones or missiles. The strike came without warning. No siren, no alert, no time to reach bunkers. The drone hit directly. 6 American soldiers killed instantly. Major Jeffrey O'Brien, 45 years old, goofy dad, always making his kids laugh, father, husband, role model. Chief Warrant Officer 3 Robert Marzan, 54 years old, still awaiting final positive identification by medical examiner, but presumed dead in the strike. Captain Cody Cork, 35 years old, life of the party, infectious spirit, generous heart, deeply cared for everyone who served with him. Sergeant First Class Nicole Amore, 39 years old, days from coming home, served since 2005, left behind 2 children, a senior in high school, a 4th grader. Her husband Joey waiting for her return. Sergeant First Class Noah Teachins, 42 years old, from Bellevue, Nebraska, Army Reserve, 103rd Sustainment Command. Sergeant Declan Cody, 20 years old, from West Des Moines, Iowa, the youngest, just starting his life, just starting his military career. All 6 assigned to the 103rd Sustainment Command, Army Reserve Unit based in Des Moines, Iowa, logistics support, food, supplies, not combat troops, support staff. Providing what the military needs to function? Share this video with everyone you know because they were killed on day one, the very first day of Trump's war, before Iran's government fell, before the nuclear program was destroyed, before any strategic objectives were achieved. Day one, March 7th. 6 days later, their bodies came home. C-17 military transport plane landed at Dover Air Force Base. The dignified transfer, one of the most solemn duties of any commander-in-chief, the ritual that returns fallen service members to American soil, flag-draped transfer cases, honor guard, salutes. Silence, grief. Trump attended, First Lady Melania Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, Second Lady Usha Vance, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Middle East Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, top military officials. The families stood on the tarmac, watching as teams carried their loved ones from the aircraft, one by one. 6 transfer cases, 6 lives, 6 families destroyed. Trump saluted, stood at attention, observed the ceremony, did what presidents are supposed to do: pay respects, honor sacrifice, comfort grieving families. Make sure you're subscribed to Daniel Cross Show because then Trump got on Air Force One and everything changed. Reporters asked about the ceremony, about the families, about what Trump felt standing there watching American soldiers come home dead. Trump told them, "It's a very sad day. I'm glad we paid our respects. It's tough. It's a tough situation. Great people, great parents, wives, families. Sad day. Tough situation. Great people. Standard presidential language. Somber, respectful, appropriate." Then Trump kept talking. "The war is going unbelievably, as good as it can be. We're winning the war by a lot. We've decimated their whole evil empire." Winning by a lot, decimated their empire, at a dignified transfer, standing next to 6 dead Americans. Trump bragged about winning. Check out what he said earlier that day. Before flying to Dover, Trump was in Miami, hosting the Shield of the Americas Summit, meeting with Latin American leaders. He addressed them, talked about the fallen soldiers, called them heroes, coming home in a different manner than they thought they'd be coming home. A different manner. Not alive, not victorious, dead, in flag-draped caskets. That's the different manner Trump meant. But even there, surrounded by foreign leaders at a diplomatic summit, Trump couldn't stay somber. He pivoted immediately to bragging. He talked about Iran's decimated navy, their destroyed air defenses, their eliminated missile capabilities, made it sound like a video game, like he was tallying up points in Call of Duty. Share this with anyone who thinks Trump respects the military. He doesn't. He respects victory. He respects winning. He respects being able to brag. Dead soldiers are just part of the cost. The next day, Sunday, March 8th, ABC News interviewed Trump, asked if meeting the families gave him pause about the war, if seeing their grief made him reconsider, if 6 dead Americans changed his thinking. Trump said no, the families wouldn't want him to reconsider. He claimed, "The parents would be upset if I did that. The parents said to me, every one of them, 'Please, sir, win this for my boy,' and in one case, a young woman, as you know, 'Please, win this for my child.' Every one of them. Every single grieving parent, according to Trump, all begged him to win, to keep fighting, to make their child's death meaningful by achieving victory. Maybe that's true, maybe grieving parents did say that, but Trump using their words on national television the day after the dignified transfer to justify continuing a war that's killing more Americans, that feels less like honoring their wishes and more like using their grief as a prop. Make sure you stay subscribed because on that same Sunday, the Pentagon announced a 7th American death. Army sergeant, name withheld pending family notification at the time, killed in a separate Iranian strike, confirmed dead March 8th. 7 American soldiers, 1 week of war, and Trump is celebrating, bragging about winning, talking about decimating Iran's empire. Meanwhile, Trump is also lying about the school bombing. March 3rd, United States munition hit an elementary school in Iran. 85 girls killed. Children, sitting in class, bombed by American weapons. Pentagon preliminary findings confirmed a United States munition was likely responsible. American bomb. Iranian schoolgirls, dead. Trump blamed Iran, told reporters at Dover that Iran was responsible for the school bombing, contradicted his own Pentagon's findings, lied about who killed those children, to avoid accountability, to keep celebrating victory. NBC News reported Trump blamed Iran for the school bombing, contradicting preliminary findings that indicated a U.S. munition may have been responsible. Lied at Dover while standing next to dead American soldiers while their families grieved, lied about killing 85 schoolgirls so he could keep bragging about winning. Check out Vice President J.D. Vance's role in all this. Vance is an Iraq war veteran, known for his anti-interventionist stance. He opposed the Iran war before it started. NBC News sources said Vance made his reservations known in the days leading up to the decision to strike, argued against military action, lost that fight. After it became clear the United States would attack, Vance shifted focus, tried to limit casualties, tried to minimize American deaths, failed at that too. 7 Americans dead in 1 week. Vance attended the Dover ceremony, posted on X afterward, called the fallen soldiers American heroes, said, "We owe our eternal gratitude to the men and women of our armed forces." Standard language, respectful, appropriate, everything Trump's statements weren't. But Vance also stayed silent while Trump bragged about winning, didn't contradict him, didn't push back, just let Trump celebrate while soldiers' families grieved. Share this with anyone who thinks J.D. Vance is different from Trump. He's not. He opposed the war, then fell in line. Now he's complicit in Trump's victory celebration over American corpses. Iran's National Security Council head Ali Larijani tried to make the situation worse, posted on X on March 7th claiming Iran captured American soldiers, said the United States was lying, claiming soldiers killed in action were actually prisoners. Several American soldiers have been taken prisoner, Larijani wrote, but the Americans claim that they have been killed in action. Despite their futile efforts, the truth is not something they can hide for too long. Propaganda, psychological warfare, trying to sow doubt, make Americans question what happened to their soldiers. The United States military refuted it immediately. The Iranian regime is doing everything it can to peddle lies and deceive. All 6 soldiers killed at Shuaiba were confirmed dead, bodies identified, returned to Dover, families notified, no prisoners, no cover-up, just 6 dead Americans. And Iran trying to exploit their deaths for propaganda. But Trump's own words did more damage than Iranian propaganda ever could. "We're winning by a lot," said at Dover, after a dignified transfer, while families watched. Make sure you're subscribed because Trump has attended dignified transfers before. During his first term, multiple times. Navy SEAL killed in Yemen, 2 Army officers whose helicopter crashed in Afghanistan, 2 soldiers killed when someone in Afghan Army uniform opened fire. Trump said during his first term that dignified transfers were the toughest thing I have to do as president. Toughest thing in his first term, when he wasn't starting wars, when he was ending them, when American deaths were rare exceptions, not weekly occurrences. Now Trump is starting wars, launching invasions, killing foreign leaders, getting American soldiers killed, and celebrating victory while their bodies come home. December 2025, Trump attended a dignified transfer at Dover, 2 Iowa National Guard members, 1 United States civilian interpreter killed in Syria, ambush in the desert. Trump paid respects, honored them, said appropriate things, didn't brag, didn't celebrate, treated it like the solemn occasion it was. What changed? Why was December different from March? December wasn't Trump's war. Syria wasn't his invasion. Those deaths weren't his fault, so he showed respect, acted appropriately, honored the fallen. March is different. Iran is Trump's war. He started it. He ordered the strikes. He killed Khamenei. He got American soldiers killed on day one. These deaths are his responsibility. So he can't just mourn, he has to justify, he has to defend, he has to prove the war is worth it, that American deaths are buying victory. So he brags. We're winning by a lot. Makes their deaths meaningful by claiming success. Turns a funeral into a victory speech. Subscribe because this is who Trump is. He cannot admit mistakes, cannot show weakness, cannot let American deaths make him look bad. So he celebrates, talks about decimated empires, winning wars, achieving objectives, while flag-draped caskets sit behind him, while families cry, while more soldiers prepare to die. Nicole Amor was days from coming home. Her husband Joey Amor told the Associated Press she was almost done, almost back with him and their kids, almost safe. Then Trump started the war. Day one, Iranian drone. She's dead. Her kids growing up without a mother, her husband alone, because Trump wanted regime change in Iran. Declan Cody was 20 years old, just starting his life, joined the Army Reserve, wanted to serve, wanted to make a difference, got sent to Kuwait, got killed day one, 20 years old. Dead in a trailer hit by a drone. For what? To kill Ali Khamenei? To achieve Trump's unconditional surrender, demand that Iran already rejected? Major Jeffrey O'Brien was not only a role model to our kids, but also a goofy and silly dad, always looking for ways to make the kids laugh. His family's words. A man who made his children laugh. Now they'll never hear his jokes again, because Trump demanded Iran's unconditional surrender, and Iran killed Americans in response. Share this with anyone who still supports this war. 6 Americans dead, 7th confirmed, more coming. Trump promised there will be more casualties. Said, I'm sure he'll attend more dignified transfers. It's a part of war. Part of war. Acceptable losses. The price of victory. That's how Trump sees American soldiers. Numbers, statistics, casualties justified by winning. Nicole Amor, Declan Cody, Jeffrey O'Brien, Cody Cork, Noah Teachins, Robert Marzin, not numbers, people, parents, children, spouses, soldiers serving their country. Dead because Trump wanted regime change. And Trump celebrated on Air Force One. After watching their families grieve, we're winning by a lot. We've decimated their whole evil empire. That's the story. March 7th, 2026, Dover Air Force Base, 6 dead Americans, grieving families, solemn ceremony. And Donald Trump bragging about victory the moment the cameras stopped rolling. Leave a comment. Should Trump have said, we're winning at a dignified transfer? Is celebrating victory while soldiers' families grieve appropriate? Or is this the most disrespectful thing a president has ever done to fallen troops? The answer reveals whether Americans still care about respecting military sacrifice, or whether winning is all that matters, even if it means celebrating over American corpses. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.